I'm gonna do some live Q&A. You gonna drop some questions, I'm gonna answer it. Oh, we should be going now. Let me know if you can hear me now. Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to my Q&A. The soothing sounds of a big empty room. I love the one thing already going, enjoying the stream. I just started. All right, let's pop out the chat. Pop out chat. Let me know if you can hear me, all that jazz, please. Hi, Rose from Brazil. Hi, Rose from Brazil. It's good to see you. I can't see you. It's good to see me say hi to you. Alrighty, cool. You can hear me. You can see me. Hi, neighbor. Yeah, that's basically what that was. All right, let's do it, people. Let's light up some questions. Hi, Angela. Hi, Bob. Steven, thank you for hearing me just fine. I got my BGG open in case y'all have targeted questions about some games that I don't readily have that information available. Vincent, hello. I like you as well. All right, let's see. What do we got? Da-da-da. Why were you not included in the Star Wars Legion review? Because it's not my kind of game. I am not a miniatures gamer at all. I don't like measuring in miniatures games, and I've always been pretty put off by that kind of vibe. I like games with miniatures, but I want that hex overlay. I want square overlay or something. I don't want to have to measure. So that free-form terrain thing, not for me. Azul versus Sagrada. I definitely like Azul better than Sagrada. I thought Sagrada was very nice. It didn't have a lot of staying power for me, unfortunately, but I know I'm in the minority with that. A lot of people definitely like the game a lot. But Azul, to me, feels more tactically engaging and interesting and just more replayability. Okay. Brow. Hey, Z, top things you're looking forward to when you go to Iceland. Woohoo! Gosh. I need to read up on Iceland. That's what I need to do. I don't know what I'm looking forward to. I kind of just want to go in and just see what there is to see, I think. I'm not going thinking I want to go check this place out. I want to see that. I want to eat this. I want to visit this other place. Because I don't know. You know, I just don't have the knowledge to make that kind of decision. So I'm going to trust the people who are going to be there, who are from there, to show me the best things there are to see and do and eat and drink and whatever and be merry. So that's it. I'm just super excited I'm going. It's insane. All right, let's see. What else we got? Yay. Oh, my goodness. This is blowing up. Sizul, hey, what's up? Have you played Gloomhaven? Thoughts if you have. I've only played once, and I liked it all right. It seemed a little slow, though. I mean, like the whole game was... Oh, that's Heather's question. Hi, Heather. Gloomhaven I played, and I liked it. I haven't played again. Tom basically took it and ran away. I would play again. I definitely want to play again, especially since everybody seems to be losing their minds about it. But my first play was fine. It seems like the kind of game that's saying, hey, what did you think of your one play of Gloomhaven? Is kind of like judging, you know, Zelda on the loading screen, like the title screen. I barely scratched the surface, so I don't know. Okay, now that playing games is your job, is there any fun, quote unquote, to a game night anymore? If so, what's a good game night for you, these guys? Okay, so I think what you're asking me is, do I get to play games for just fun a lot? And that the answer really is no. I'm usually, when I go to a game day or game night or whatever it may be, it is working still because I'm usually researching a new game I need to review. I am usually consuming a new game or replaying something I'm about to review, things like that. Every now and then I still get to do something just for fun, but it is much more rare. It doesn't mean it's not fun. And I do like learning new games. If you're someone who doesn't like learning new games, new experiences all the time, you want to dive in deep into something, it's going to be harder to enjoy doing this kind of thing, you know. But I do like it. Zee Nottingham. Okay. Favorite Shakespeare play is probably The Tempest. Have you thought about doing a top 10 trick-taking list? Yeah, I've heard that a few times lately, especially. So I think I'm gonna have to put that on the list. I'll put it on the to-do list. Thinking about getting 5 Tribes to play with my girlfriend. Do you recommend any of the expansions to get with it right away? I do not. Just play the game. Then you can think about that. What are your thoughts on Indulgence? What's your favorite trick-taking game that plays 3 to 4 players? I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest, which is why, again, I have to, if I do the list, I'll have to sit down and think about it. But I like Indulgence just fine. I don't think it's the best at what it does. I think there are other games that do similar things better. Again, don't ask me to list them right this second, but it looks great. It's a neat game, and I would certainly recommend it, you know, but it's it doesn't blow away every other trick-taking game out there either. I've been following this thread. There's a question that says, what is it about long games you do not like? Because there's this whole thread going now in our guild over at BGG about why I don't like long games. And it's become actually a pretty interesting conversation between people going, you know, what is it about long games? Is it just the length? Is it how you feel about the, you know, what is it about someone not liking a long game or a short game? It's actually been about both that makes them turn off, you know, turn away. I guess what I don't like about long games is not the length necessarily. It is the new experiences is what it does it for me. And by that I mean if the game feels the same, if I'm getting the same sort of emotions, the same involvement, the same experience 30 minutes in as I am 3 hours in, I don't want to play that game. I want the game to evolve and for me to be doing radically different things if I'm going to be playing that long the same game. Because I can just play 2 one-hour games and be doing very radically different things. So that's what it is, largely. Okay. Oh my goodness, that sounds wrong. I did not play Jenga that way. Hey, I bought Stuffed Fables. I want to introduce my 6-year-old son to board gaming. Is there, I guess what you're asking, is this too much to introduce my boy to board gaming? I have no idea. I have not played Stuffed Fables. I'm sorry. Ask Eric Summerer, who I think he talked about it actually in Dice Tower tonight. Check one of those out. I think he talked about it recently. All right, where are we at? Oh my goodness me. How did I fall behind that quickly, that much? Oh my goodness me. Where is... Okay, Blood Rage or Rising Sun. I like I like Blood Rage better. Why no Lights Shower the card game on your top 10 obscure games list? Well, we did that prank where we made up a fake game that one time for April Fools, and no one got it. I mean, we laughed. We thought it was funny, especially since we did not tell each other what the games were going to be before we started. But no one got that it was a joke. So we decided just to not do it this time. It was a joke for us, you know. All right. Let's see. What do you think about Mayfair closing? Well, I mean, they lost. By lost, I mean they sold, okay? Catan, and now Lookout. So at some point, I mean, I think it's... At some point, they realized that they were better out than in, I think, you know. There's nothing wrong with that, with a company changing or evolving, or it's all just sort of trading places at the end of the day. I think they were a company that ran for a very, very long time, and it did very well. They brought a lot of fun and enjoyment to a lot of different people. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just the evolving landscape of gaming, Where are the tiny hands? I don't know. Tom hides them, I think, so I don't mess with them. Favorite board game with miniatures in it? Oof, man, I don't know. Claustrophobia, maybe? I really like that one. But the minis are no big thing in it, though. So I don't know, maybe Blood Rage. Do like that one. Oh, I know the others. I like the others. Yeah. Scratch everything else I set out. The others. Zee, I agree with you that lots of Euros have no theme or flavor, but are there games or designers who do get plenty of flavor and interest into a Euro? Man, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to sit down and think about that. I think any, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting to play a Euro because the theme is so extremely captivating. I mean, I like there to be a nice theme, and I want it to be somewhat well integrated. The difference is not this one has good theming, this one has okay theming, right? They're usually, for me, just all of them are pretty okay, but then there's like a special, like bad tier where the games just feel kind of soulless and you are just pushing cubes around with a total disregard for immersion, and that's where I have a problem, Some games just make me feel like I'm not doing anything but turning gears, and it's spitting out victory points at me, and it's unengaging. Okay. Where are we at? Oh my goodness. Have you played Arkham Horror LCG with more than one player? Thoughts? Yes, I have. I like it much better Solitaire. Have you considered expanding the Dice Tower seals? I suggest the Dice Tower seal of existence. We joke about it sometimes, but no, we haven't. Definitely go to the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. Okay. Hi, Amanda Panda. Okay, so people are telling me places to check out in Iceland. Okay, cool. Am I going to play Empires of the Void 2? Sure, I mean, maybe. It's around somewhere, I think. I will play at some point if I have the time and I can do that. On your recommendation, got Link. Great abstract. May like it even better than Yinch. Ooh. Well, I'm glad you like it so very much, Stephen. Glad to help. $180. I don't know what that question is. Hi, Z. Have you played Maximum Apocalypse? I sure haven't. Okay, another vote for Blue Lagoon. I'm gonna have to check out this place. What is the difference between Onirim and Nautilion? They are very different games. Well, one of them is dice-driven. That's a big one. The other one is kind of like card sequence playing. That's not a thing. But anyway, no, they're very different. I did live plays of both of those, actually, so go check those out. Would you recommend a pandemic game for 2 players? Absolutely. Just about any of them. They're fine with 2. Have you had a chance to play Arkham Noir yet? Noir Games? I guess there's more than one. No, I vaguely remember hearing about them, but I haven't played them, so no. Are those like co-ops or solitaires? They're solitaires, right? I think. I would look it up right now, but I'm way behind already. Have you tried Too Many Bones? It didn't really look like my thing, to be honest. Tom had it. He liked it a lot, I think, right? But did not catch my eye at all. And the production looks weird to me. I'm a sucker for good production, especially if I don't have to play a game because I need to review that game and I just want to play for fun. It has to be good looking and captivating before I get into it, right? It's got to make a good impression before I start playing. Hate to show my ignorance, but why do some games that start as Kickstarter games not show up as regular, readily available issues, like in game stores? For example, why can't I find a copy of Seventh Continent? Well, it's the choice of that publisher who kickstarted the game if they want to distribute after Kickstarter or not. In that case, they did not. Oh, that's a good question. Good morning, everyone. What rank out of 10 does a game have to be a keeper? You know, I've been struggling with this myself recently because I'm always culling my collection. I'm just always trying to keep enough games that I'm happy, few enough, a small enough collection that it's not overwhelming. But it's not a number. I've come to realize that. There are games I rate a 6 that I want to keep. And there are games I've gotten rid of that are 7.5s, whatever, right? There might even be a wider range there. I'm kind of, shooting at that range more or less. But I don't know. It's not the number. There might be a game that isn't particularly a good game, and I've enjoyed it and kept it, and there's something about it that keeps me coming back. One, for example, is I just reviewed a little card game called Blank, which is kind of like Uno, but you make up the cards. Okay, that's what it is. It's a very simple game, and I rated it a 6.5, I think. It's the kind of game that, by all measures, I would probably get rid of. But play with my nephews. You are making up new cards as we go. It is just, it kind of, you start to claim ownership of the little ideas you put into it and things like that, and it just kind of, for one thing, I would have to literally throw it away probably instead of giving it away because I've written all over the thing. But I'm keeping it and I'm playing it. It is charming. Okay, favorite, least favorite, and most underused theme. Favorite is probably sci-fi, whatever sci-fi. Least favorite, generic fantasy. Most underused, probably microscopic, like Fantastic Voyage type stuff. That's cool. And I don't think there's been a lot of that. Hey Z, do you still teach or get involved in any theater stuff? I really haven't in a while. How many times do you typically play a game before reviewing? It depends on the game. It depends how I feel also after one play of the game. If I am thrilled after one play, I know I really liked it, I see no issues with me coming back to it, I'm not worried about replayability, anything like that, I might review it after one play. And if it's horrid, if it has no redeeming qualities, if I cannot possibly see myself subjecting myself, or anyone else for that matter, to playing it again, I'm also going to play it one time. It's everything in the middle, which is most of games, where I have to play multiple times to test for different number of players, for one thing, but also replayability, how exactly do I feel about it? How is this thing going to grate on me, even though it felt like it might become grating in multiple plays. I need to keep playing it to see if that's just an illusion I had or if it in fact does become annoying and grating. So it depends on the game. I think having a blanket number there maybe works for some people, but it needs to be malleable for me, that number, or that threshold. Hi Z, have you tried the expansion to Lanterns yet? What are your thoughts? I believe I did a review of it. Do you still play and enjoy the others? Yes, I do, and I like it very much. Why no Spanish Dice Tower subtitles at least? Mainly because we probably don't have the time, I would assume. Are you excited for the new cycle of Arkham Horror LCG? Yes, I am crazy excited. That new like jungle exploration thing that they previewed. Oh my goodness, yes, I'm excited for that. Thoughts on Fabled Fruit and other Fable type card games as far as level of fun and staying fresh for playing, replaying over time? I am not a good person to ask because I disliked all of those games. Seagulls. Do you still listen to Seagulls? I have not heard that in a while, but now I'm going to have it stuck in my head probably, so thank you, Jason. If you had the chance, would you go back to acting? I mean, I would try it, you know, if somebody wanted to, you know, I mean, if I had the time and there was a reason for me to go do a performance for something, maybe. I mean, I think the last time I acted, it's because I had some friends who were doing a production down in the Keys, and someone in the cast dropped out, something happened, and needed a replacement, so they were like, hey, you want to do it? And they were like, you know, if you can just do it, no audition, nothing. They know you this much. It was a paying gig, of course, so it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I was able to squeeze that in, get up to speed pretty quickly and do it. So I might do that kind of thing, you know, but I just don't, I love it, but I don't have the time for it. And it really, I mean, it's something I need to dedicate myself to. I don't want to do it half-heartedly or, you know, do it sloppily. What is your favorite tea? I am not a tea connoisseur whatsoever, so I'm going to say iced tea. Z, you got a top 3 solo board games list. Sure, I have a top 100. Start from number 1 until you hit 3 that are solo games. But I know Onirim is the first one. After that, I don't know. Arkham LCG, probably. Any plan on coming to Montreal in the near future? I don't think so. Gateway trick-taking games. Yeah, sure. How about Cobras? That's a good one. Look up a review I did of that. I feel like I'm just recommending you guys to go watch other videos. Watch this video. Then watch other videos. What is the story behind your lid? This hat is a hat that Tom had in his office. I thought it was awesome. Someone gave it to him. It is from Germany, and I liked it. He usually does not do baseball caps. I usually just stick with baseball caps. So I grabbed it. I tried it on. I was like, ooh, I like the way it fits. This is mine now, please. And I took it. Oops, jumpy jump. Sorry. I got turned around. I apologize. And by that I mean this thing jumps everywhere. I'm gonna turn up the brightness on my computer screen. There we go. Wendy retracted a message? What's up? What happened? Gregorius. Yeah, I know what you were referring to. I was just messing with you. Jenga. Yes, the Jenga pass and play thing. I know. Okay, here we go. I founded it. Please Urbion and do a live play. I'm still, I need to get back to that, don't I? I need to do another live play of something Solitaire. I'll put that also on the list. Where is my paper? I should have paper and add things to the list. Trick-taking, live play of a solo game. I'm on it. What is your favorite sin to play in the others? I just did a video about this. Come on. Come on. Are you guys posting? Oh, this is good. I'll answer this. Are you guys posting to the new Facebook page, or are you all worried about the thousands of friend requests? I'm posting. At least I've like commented a little bit and I've reacted to stuff and all that. But I will say, I don't do Facebook for people I don't actually know. If you want to chat with me, if you want to follow me, whatever that is, then Twitter is for that for me. I have a monitor back there, and it's super annoying me because I can see myself, but with like a 2-second delay. So yeah, you can send me a friend request on Facebook, but I will probably decline and or more likely just ignore it. I don't use it very much for one thing, but I also, it's a personal account, whereas Twitter is a Dice Tower personality account. So no, it's not bothering me. I do feel bad that people probably think, oh, this guy's a jerk because he's not answering my friend requests, but I just don't use Facebook for that, you know? What game do you hate to love? I think we have a Blender episode that kind of has that theme. Yeah, so check that out. That's hilarious. Yo, Z, can you please use the word esoteric more often when you review games? My rule is to always buy games you call esoteric. I'm about to blow your bank account up. Esoteric, esoteric. Every game is esoteric. Do you, quote unquote, regret the obscure prank since it just led to confusion? No, I don't think it led to that much confusion. It was fine. It was funny. Hi Z, when did you decide to do reviews for a living? Was it a hard decision? Well, when Tom decided to have me do it, basically. He wanted me to help him with that. Was it a hard decision? It was a decision that took some getting used to. I wouldn't necessarily call it a hard decision. I think a hard decision is someone who goes and lays brick all day. That's a hard decision. That's a tough gig. You know, it takes adjusting, sure, but it takes a lot of more work. I think the main thing is I don't want to say flippant attitude, but there's like this sort of illusion, I think, that what we do is very simple and basic. You know, like, oh, you guys play games all day. That's probably the hardest thing to deal with, which is a minor thing. Again, it doesn't really bother me. I have a hard time letting stuff get to me. But this idea of like, that's what you do for a living, man, it's, I mean, play games is part of that. There's also a bunch of editing and research and all this other stuff that I got to do, But, yeah. How did you come up with the target review system? Basically, I wanted a way I found myself finishing a review, which I normally do in a single take, and by that I mean if I mess up, I'll start again. Not always one take, but I want it to be a clean shot, for the most part. I basically found myself when I was done talking, going, oh, I forgot to mention this thing that bothered me in it, or that I thought was great and I wanted to highlight. So I went back to the drawing board, basically, and figured out a way to hit some points that I figured would trick me, trip me into talking about the thing I was worried about forgetting. So that's how I came up with it. And then it says the word target because I'm a dork. Mm-hmm. How did you meet Tom and Sam? I met them when they moved here to Homestead. What are people saying stop to? What happened? I don't know. Do you speak Spanish? Sí. Okay, somebody's cracking down with that hammer. Okay, good. Y'all do that. What is your favorite game that you currently don't own? Wow. Pandemic Legacy Season 2. Because I don't own it. And I will, at some point, I will buy it and play it again because, yes, it's Pandemic Season 2. If you could game with any fictional characters, who would it be? Don Quixote. And we would play a messed up game like Dixit or something. Like When I Dream, just because it would be insane and hilarious. He might try to kill me. What do you think of the Kami Unbound expansion for Rising Sun? It got mixed reviews from my game group due to awkward interactions, Kami to Kami and with some clans. I think it's definitely an expansion that you want to hold off on until you've played the base game a lot, because it does add a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need. The game has a lot going on in it anyway. Do I think it's bad? No. Do I think it's unnecessary? Yeah. You could say that about a bunch of stuff probably, but yeah, I think it's unnecessary. Doesn't mean it's bad. All right, let's see. Morning from Oz. All right. Are you guys planning on reviewing the Rick and Morty games? I don't know. I don't know if we have them. I guess it depends on the game and the content. You know. What are some good gateway worker placement games? Other than Stone Age, worker placement seems a harder mechanism for newbies. Well, there is, of course, the Waterdeep, which I don't like, but Waterdeep is the one that everyone's going to say. I'm going to put that right there. How far into Arkham Horror LCG are you? What characters do you use? What difficulty do you play on? What app do you use for it? Okay, it is. So I'm into... I got a message from my dad. I am... Where's this app? Give me a second here. Let me find it. It is called Arkham? I mean... Yeah, I don't... it has a big A in green in it. I don't... it's called Arkham. So I use that. It just basically draws a random token from the bag, and you set up the bag in the app. It's great. I love it. And then as far as how into, I haven't gotten to Path of Carcosa yet. I'm still in. I'm wrapping up now. Dunwich. Dunwich? Is that what it's called? Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can catch up here. Blood Rage seems to involve a lot of doing the same kind of battles over and over, but you like it a lot. Look at you trying to get in my head, Gregory. I don't think I'm doing the same things, though. The things I'm doing feel different. I don't know. I mean, I didn't say I can explain it. I just say that's, you know. I feel like there's a lot more things I'm managing that make me feel like I'm doing different things. The ultimate drive in one point of the game is different from the drive in a different point in the game, and that keeps me engaged. So wearing a Parks and Rec t-shirt in an old top 10 the other day made me smile. I love it. Mouse rat. Are there any good soccer games, or are they all awful? Didn't Sam just mention a soccer game? Top 7 or 11 or something? He just talked about it in one of our top 10 lists. I have really bad memory. It was the top 10 obscure games. Yeah. Would it be worth just getting a first edition of Onirim? No. Oh, is the second one out of print? Just wait. It'll come back in print. Get the app. I mean, get the app. Okay, let's see. So, hi, Z. Hello. In one of the conventions during a live Q&A, you said your favorite theme with favorite designer you mentioned, Kanagawa. Is it really your dream theme, or were you your usual troll self? No, I like that theme a lot, and I like that designer a lot. That game, I think, is pretty good. I don't like how it scales. I don't think it's nearly as interesting with 2 players only. And there is very little. I like that game a lot, but I don't like the way in which you get cards a lot. And by that I mean putting together my little. You have to know Kanagawa to get the spit, okay? But basically, building out what you're working on is really engaging. I like it a lot. It's interesting. It's neat. The way you get the cards, it's not as engaging. I think it's this idea of like I flip over a card. You want it? No. Okay, I'll flip over another one. Do you want it now? It's okay. That's my main thing there. That part doesn't captivate me as much as the rest of the game. Okay. Am I talking to someone off camera? I'm not talking to anyone off camera. I was looking at the games, I think. Arkham Noir is a solo series. 3 out thus far, has an Onirim feel, but I like them a little bit better. What? I'm on that, Daniel. Thank you. Arkham Noir, add it to the list. Put it on the list, Tom. He's not here. Will there be more pandemic games? 3rd Legacy. I don't know, but I hope so. So Kabuki Kid says her general rule is a keeper is an 8 out of 10, but she has exceptions. Yeah, I have more than that. I keep 7s easily. And again, like I said, even lower than that. Depends on the game. When you call your collection, where do you get rid of them? Do you sell them on BGG? No, I give them to Tom, basically, and he bundles them with all the stuff that he's getting rid of, and they end up at Dice Tower Con, usually. Forrest Bauer loved blank, one of his favorite Reason games. Yeah, but he likes to punch himself in the throat quite vigorously, so can you really trust a person like that? I don't know. Has Yamatai stayed in your top 25-ish? Do you see it moving up or down? No, it's solid. I like it a lot. I haven't played it in a while, but that's true of everything. Have you spoken to any publishers to bring Dice H The Hunt to the U.S.? No. Have I spoken to any? No. What is Fantastic Voyage? It's a book by Isaac Asimov. Yeah, in which they miniaturize a submarine with scientists in it, and they inject that submarine into someone's bloodstream to go on a mission or something, to go do something in the body, like, destroy a clog or something. I forget exactly how it goes, but that's what it is. Opinion on Secrets from Lang and Faduti. I strongly disliked it. Hello, says Sari and Cake. Wait, are the Brothers Murphin here now? Oh, that's it. They just blew it up. Man, I can't deal with these cats. Oh, look at that. Stealing questions and what? All right, where are we at? Z, what's your favorite play or show you've ever been in? Favorite directed? Oh, my goodness me. Oh, gosh. My favorite that I directed was probably... I don't know. I directed a one-act that I really... Oh, my gosh. Man, it's been a while. I'm just going to say I did a Neil LaBute play that I really enjoyed. I directed it. It was a very small cast. I was in it as well, so I directed me in it and a cast like that. And I did some musicals. I directed some musicals. This was high school directing, but those were really fun. So I did Fame was one of the last things I did, and that was really fun. So there you go, a little bit. As far as something I was in, I really liked being in Tartuffe because I like that style. It's silly, funny. Gosh, this jumped. Jump it up. Jump the jam. That's not how that song goes. Okay, there we go. I found it. Z, what is your preferred kind of sci-fi genre in games and at what scope? I want a little tighter of a scope. I think it's what you're asking me, like every planet is at your disposal, go forth and destroy and conquer. That's a little broad. I want to, like, we land on a planet. I like that kind of scope. First encounter type stuff I love. Rendezvous with Rama type stuff, since we're talking about books. That kind of thing. Z, do you put the Dice Tower in your acting resume with video evidence of you looking happy in the top 10s with those savages, Tom and Sam? I haven't worked on a resume in a while, but when I do, I want to talk to you, Trevor, to help me out with this. What is your worst experience teaching someone a game? I don't know. Probably... That's a good question. I don't normally have a hard time teaching games, but I'm sure I must have had bad experiences. Oh, I got one. Yeah, I taught someone a deduction game. I was at a game store. I was teaching a deduction game, and everybody was clearly into it except one person who obviously was not someone who enjoyed strategic games, to put it nicely. And he just sort of wanted to be silly and goofy. He was, like, basically he was playing Clue in an Uno mentality, right? And it just ruined the game. But it was just, And he wasn't really paying attention or interested during the rules explanation either, so that was rough. All right. Game you were most excited for this year. We did a top 10 about that. Though I did forget one game coming out from Portal Games that is sort of a follow-up to Neuroshima Hex, but with like a fantasy setting from the same designer, but with a fantasy setting. I don't know how different it's going to be, but that's got me excited. And I forget what it's called, or I would mention it. All right. What's a mechanic that you want to see more of? I think something I would like to see is soft legacy mechanisms. And by that I mean, and again, some people are just going to say, well, you mean campaigns. Kind of. But there's like legacy, you're done, you write it all over it, you destroy it all, then you take it outside, you burn it, and you bury the ashes. There's that's like legacy. And then campaign. But for me, campaign games usually are very involved. There are so many stats and things to keep track of. I want a game that evolves nice and easy and gently, but it can be, you don't destroy it, you don't devastate the thing. You could maybe hand it off to someone else. Is that a mechanism? Is that what you're asking me? I don't know. Something like that. I want to see more in that. I think there is certainly space there to be explored. Favorite faction in Imperial Settlers? I think I usually play with the Egyptians. So someone's saying, hi, Z, I want to ask you about Grim Force. Did you enjoy it? I did enjoy it. I did. It's a smaller game than the production leads you to believe, though. So you have to be someone who enjoys overproduced games. By that I mean a game that feels like it should be this big, but is this big. And that's a pretty common thing. It's not just Grim Forest, but it has that. You have a bunch of miniatures that don't really do anything. They're basically just a little marker. I guess technically I know no miniature does anything. But I liked it. I liked the game. It's a really simple game, though. Sad we didn't get to 300K so that you could play TI4. Or it's a question. Are you asking me if I'm sad? I mean, I'm sad we didn't get to 300K, yes. Play TI4? Yeah, sure. I'll play at some point. What is happening with this? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt. Z, what is your strict definition of Fiddly? Explain yourself. Oh, okay, it seems a lot of reviewers don't entirely agree on what it means. Fiddly. Verb. Fiddly is, for me, a game that has a lot of dexterous challenge or overcomplication. By that I mean some of the pieces are simply too small to be manipulated comfortably, or there are too many moving parts. And I mean that in the, kinetic sense, as in I have to move too many parts. That's, I guess, what I mean. Okay. Mom Gamer wants to know how old I am. May I ask how old you are? I could never guess. I'm 34. Hey Z, do you script your reviews? Hey Graham, how you doing? Do you script your reviews, bullet points, off the cuff? Off the cuff. I do reread the rulebook before I get started, though, to refresh me. And I also try not to let too much time pass after the last time I played and when I do the review. I want to be fairly fresh. Otherwise, I might have to sit down and write some stuff out. But I normally do not. I just do it. Hey Z, is the Dice Tower 9 to 5 job or are the hours fluid? It is a 9 to 5 job pretty much, actually, more than you'd think, and then also more hours on top of that. If I go home and read a rule book for a game I have to learn, well, I'm kind of working, so, and there's a lot of that. Do you watch other reviewers like Watch It Played or the McGuire review? I don't know what the McGuire, am I saying that right? I don't know what that is, but Watch It Played, certainly. Yeah. What do you think about Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert? I love Forbidden Desert. I think Forbidden Island's pretty good. It gets kind of samey pretty quickly, though, and it's kind of like Pandemic Light anyway. Curious about the new one, though, Forbidden Sky. Ooh. Any plans to do another D&D session? Sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking the English. I don't know. I think so. I think we're doing it again at some point. I want to play Pandemic Season 2. Haven't played Season 1. Should I just skip 1 as I can't find it anywhere? I would not recommend you do that. You should play 1, then 2. What is your favorite game that's 2 hours plus? The one I always get when people say, what's your favorite game that's 3 hours or more? I say Fury of Dracula. 2 hours or more is probably quite a few games. Again, this whole like Z doesn't like long games is largely overblown. I think the problem is there was some game that I thought, or maybe it happened a few times and I said this is too long for what it is, this is too long for what it is. Someone said Z doesn't like long games. Sam and Tom perpetuated that as a joke largely, like, oh yeah, it has to be 30 minutes or less, or Z's gonna dislike it, and I, like an idiot, went, haha, yeah, you're right. And I think people picked up on it from that point, and now they're thinking, oh yeah, no, he really hates anything that's more than 30 minutes. That is not true. It's largely a joke. Do I prefer shorter games? Maybe, right? I also don't want every game to be 10 minutes. Like it's all gonna be mush down at 10 minutes, you know? But yes, are there games that are over long? Sure, I think there's many that are too long for what they offer you. That's just something we've been dragging from, you know, old design ideas, right? I mean, games with no solid endgame trigger, games where everybody keeps going until one person is finally left standing. Those are just archaic design ideas. And some games are still, or some designers, I should say, are still trying to find that perfect end game for how much their game offers. That's all. Man, y'all getting me fired up. You're not. All right. Timbo Canada. That's a hilarious name. Z, you seem like the kind of dude who would be fun to have a few beers with. Sure. What is your favorite phone app? Probably, what is my favorite phone app? App? Like any app? Twitter. Game app, I'm assuming is what you mean. My favorite game app is Sudoku. And then Onirim, most likely. Heather is back, and she's asking, do you prefer playing Onirim app or the physical version? It depends what I'm doing. Like if I'm just going to bed or whatever and I want to do something before I finally drift off, I'll play on the app a little bit. Though it's usually Sudoku, it is. But the app doesn't have all the expansions that the base game has, so I'll still play that every now and then. And I just like mixing and matching different expansions to kind of see what happens. That's fun. Any plans on being a guest on This Game is Broken? Maybe. Those guys talked to me about it. So yeah, we just have to figure out when it could happen. All right, let's see. Super 11 is what the game was called. Am I that far behind? No. No, I'm not. Okay. All right, let's see. Is Fallout New Vegas your favorite video game? No, Fallout 3 is my favorite video game. Z, do you think it is possible to build a TI4 inspired game that could play in under an hour? What would be the main mechanic? I don't know, I've never played TI4. And if you ask Sam, he will hit you. Maybe. He might. I define Legacy as a hand-me-down second-hand board game. Oh, you. What has your enjoyment level of your live playthrough? What? What has your enjoyment level of your live playthrough of Legacy of Dragonholt been? Oh, it's definitely dipped. I mean, I started off very strongly. I thought it was funny, but the writing became just, the more we did it, the more the writing became overwrought and just verbose, you know. It's just, it's thick. It needs to be trimmed. You know what I mean? Maybe playing Solitaire I would enjoy it, but this idea of sitting around here, reading to each other for a long time, the amount of, excuse me, the amount of game that's happening to story, to good story, is just way off, way off. I'm not enjoying that balance. But the game is fun. I mean, again, if you really get into the story and if you play, I think, Solitaire, I think it might be a great Solitaire game. Oh, come on, Trevin. Fiddle is verb. Fiddly is an adverb. Dude. All right. You seem to like Battle for Rokugan. Have you played it anymore? Is it top 100? No, it's not top 100. I have not played anymore since I did the review either. I liked it. I thought it was a well-made game. I thought it did more than I expected it to. And it's definitely the kind of game where there's going to be a lot of... It owns its subject matter well. This idea of betrayal, intrigues, sneaking into someone's territory when they weren't expecting it. It does that well. Top 100 for me? No. But it's well done, you know. I think especially for someone who often has a large group and enjoys that kind of game and doesn't want one that is too long, doesn't want to play diplomacy, Battle for Rokugan does a lot of things that I think would please people who like that kind of experience. All right. If you had to be stuck in one, which apocalyptic future would you most like to be stuck in? Fallout? Walking Dead? Oh, man. There's no winners here, you know? I guess Fallout or Hiroshima Hex, which is very similar. Oh, Hiroshima Hex is that game. Hiroshima is the setting. Or Hiroshima. I never know how it is pronounced. I know it's like Hiroshima, but that's what they're going for. Some people say Hiroshima, though. I'm deep in thought today, folks. Is it Monday? It's Monday, right? Is it Monday? Yeah. That's why. Once it's Friday, I'll be like, yeah, but sleepy. Weekend time. Did I do a playthrough of Coffee Roaster? I don't think so. That's a good one. I should do that live. What do you think of Pandemic the Cure for 2 players? I think it's great for 2. Yeah, it's good. I've come to really enjoy First Martians, but it took some time, persistence, and effort. Not sure most people want to put that much work into a game, and I can't blame them, to be honest. I don't think you should have to put work into a game. That's an oxymoron to me. It's a game. I'm doing it because I want to get away from work. Okay, that's not saying it cannot be stimulating, right? Playing a game and you feel yourself stimulated into interesting decisions in the game, having fun tactical moments, whatever, that's all great. But the moment I catch myself playing a game and it's hard enough that I would consider that what I'm doing work, too much. So if that's what, I mean, if you're saying that you worked at it and now you enjoy it, I don't know. I can't get behind that, I guess. You know? I don't like that idea. Okay, hey Z, Sasha says, I want to play both Havana and Santiago de Cuba, but after hearing your thoughts on them, Could you speak a bit more about them, their similarities, any differences? Why do you like/love them? Well, they're very different games. They just have the theme in common. I mean, they are very different. Not like, oh, these two games are kind of different. One is basically Citadel's style resource management game, and the other one is worker placement. That's a good worker placement game as an introductory worker placement game. Actually, we were talking about that. It might not be easy to find, but Santiago de Cuba is a great light worker placement game. That's how that works. I like that one better than Havana. I think Havana is way meaner, like really mean, like Citadel's plus mean. So that one's fallen a bit for me. I still really enjoy Santiago, but Havana has fallen a bit. It's you just might get smacked around a little too much and feel like, man, I can't make any progress in the game. You could find yourself having a few turns where you gather a few resources and lose them and gather them and lose them until you finally gather them and can turn them into a point card, a victory point card. So, I would definitely try to get Santiago at this point. Also, Havana, for the components you get, from what I remember, was really overpriced. Do you use any beard oil? I've tried it, didn't really do anything for me. It smells good, but... Question, what posters did you have on your wall when you were a kid? No, dude, Cuba. Someone says, I think your ears have grown larger. What? I mean, that is true of everyone. I don't know if you knew this, but your nose and your ears will grow for the rest of your life. Your eyeballs, however, will not. Okay, where am I at? Beard oil, okay. Sometimes games that take a lot of work to learn and play end up being the most rewarding. Same goes for video games. Intricate RPGs on a computer can be more rewarding than a simple game. I think that's fine, but I think the process of learning also needs to be fun. That's what I mean. I don't mind complexity, but every part of that task along the way should be fun. Maybe I live in a perfect little fantasy. Oh, I lost it. Okay, where am I at? What's a game you hated at first but grew to like? That's a tough one. In fact, I think Tom wants to do a top 10 list about top 10, the opposite of a turkey, which he calls a kangaroo, I think, because he's weird. He wants to do a top 10 list of that, and I'm going to have to dig deep for that one. I cannot think of very many off the top of my head. I know, I'll give you one, Cosmic Encounter. At first, I was like, I don't get the attraction here very much, but the more I played, and I played with the right crowd also, I understood what the game was going for, and it was less about what's going on here and kind of what's going on among the players. Okay. Z is either sleepy or has eaten a large meal. Why can't it be both? Am I sleepy? Do I seem sleepy? I'm just having a hard time. I'll tell you what's going on. I did have a large meal, but also my contacts are a little dry. That's probably what you're picking up on. If I seem like I'm squinty, that's what I'm doing. Do you have a favorite gaming opponent in the Dice Tower crew? Who is your go-to opponent for two-player games? My favorite opponent, I'll answer you that. My favorite opponent in the Dice Tower crew is definitely Tom. He and I have the most similar sensibilities, let's say, for gaming. We might not like the same stuff, but we both can appreciate the same things. So that's my answer. That is a weird. I love it. Your ears are larger, your face and body are slimmer. What is the limit of complexity you're willing to reach? Which game is at that limit? I don't know. Again, these things are not quantifiable oftentimes, you know. I don't know. Like, I mean, at one game that has, let me think. I've played First Martians, is that what it's called? First Martians just once. I've played once. And it is certainly on that line, if not over that line. There's a lot of moving parts in that game. And it is kind of a tough thing to learn, especially when I can play something else that is similar, like Robinson, and I already pretty much know how to play. I just have to refresh myself on it, you know. Okay, let's see. Who would win in an arm wrestling contest between Stallone and Arnold? Now? I don't know. I think Arnold can probably lift more, i.e. he can probably win. Do you ever get tired of playing games every day? I don't play games every day, Chris. I wish I did. Are there any games with a Broadway theater owner / manager theme? Broadway theater. I don't know any. There was a little card game I played a while ago, which was like a trick-taking game called Cabaret, I think. It was a very small production, and that was sort of that. I mean, you know, you were putting on acts, right, like a cabaret style. But no, I can't think of any that have that theme. That's cool. Lost it. Why you gotta jump around? Says, hey Z, I'm an aspiring designer in Florida. How should I get my game play tested? Go online, go to BGG, find playtesting forums, and then you can try to find people there who can help you out with playtesting. Definitely read up on playtesting. You know, if you don't, I mean, I don't know if you do or not. Maybe you already are very well versed in playtesting, but definitely read up on how you should playtest, what to look for while you're playtesting. There is just an absolute wealth of information out there for up-and-coming designers. Am I coming to UKGE this year? GC it says, but UKGE I am, yes, absolutely. Are we on to like 2-question things now? Oh, because I'm over time. All right, let's do this a little bit. Fine. Here we go. So again, let's wrap this up, folks. If I did not answer your question, by the way, I'm very sorry about that. But let's light it up with this or that. You can go with this, or you can go with that. You can go with this, or you can go with that. Peeps or Cadbury? Cadbury. I hate saying that word. Cadbury. Cadbury eggs. I'm going to go with the Peeps. Bacon or sausage? Bacon. Netflix or Hulu? Hulu. How you doing? Or I'm doing good. Neil? Burton? Neil? Cool. All right, let's see. Why did 2 people ask me the same question back to back? Z, you lift? And then someone says, Z, you lift? A little bit, yes, but that's just weird. Medium, oh, I lost it. Medium, mild, or spicy salchichas? Where is it? Oh, I just saw it. I saw it. Mild, medium, or spicy? Mild. What's your favorite Rising Sun game? Rising Sun. I don't know what that means. Z, how do I get as seductive as you? Oh my God. All right. Yeah, I'm sure you're a very seductive person. You just be you. You can do it. Believe in yourself, and there's no I in team. Aren't you? Someone's saying, aren't the Shakespeare games about putting on plays? Yes, but they said Broadway. Where my question's at? Here we go. Okay. Celestia or Ink and Gold? Ink and Gold. Little Circuses or Between Two Cities? Haven't played either. PB or Jelly? PB. VHS or Betamax? I actually grew up with Betamax, but I'm going to say VHS. Clank or Dominion? Clank. Die Hard or Lethal Weapon? Die Hard. Spaghetti or Meatball? Spaghetti. Chinese Dragon or European Dragon? Chinese Dragon. Rising Sun or Battle for Rope Gun? Rising Sun, for sure. Iron Man or Captain America? Captain America? Captain America, yeah. Carcassonne or Isle of Skye? Carcassonne. Beach or mountains? They're both good. Mountains. Pizza or tacos? Also both good. How am I supposed to answer this, Kenny? Pizza or tacos, man? What would you say?
Pizza.
Pizza, baby. Yeah, okay. Could you turn that TV off for me, actually? Because it's been super distracting this whole time. You hanging out with me here for a moment? Okay. Sam needs to upload. Whatever. Fox in the Forest or Claim? Fox in the Forest. Small World or Smash Up? Small World. Pandemic or Pandemic? Pandemic. Lost Cities or Kahuna? Lost Cities. French bread or sourdough? Sourdough. Burger or hot dog? Oh, they're both good. Burger. Scrambled eggs or over easy? Oh man, scrambled eggs is top of the list for sure. And then lastly, Marvel or DC? Marvel. I'm going to go with Marvel because they're just killing it. They're killing it. And I want to go see Black Panther. So I'm going to wrap it up right there, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. If I seem sleepy, you're erroneous. I ate a lot. Not scrambled eggs, though, which now just makes me sad. And my contacts are a little dry. So I've been doing this a lot. All right, I'm calling it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with me. I'll do this again soon, and I'm gonna check that list and see what I gotta be doing. What was it? I don't remember. Live play, top 10 trick-taking games, and something else. All right, I'm out. Thank you. Da 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 da.